Music licensing reimagined.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. We are just about ready to kick off game number 2 here at Monsoon Madness. We'd like to thank 888-187 for making roller derby more accessible by sponsoring skaters and teams around the world. We're going to kick off those rosters real quick here. Skating for Angel City Rocket Queens, 1111 Hit Me Brewston. 187 Medieval, 215 Bugoji, 218 Penetration, 35 Stockholm Sydney, 369 Bermuda Biangle, 389 Stiletto, 596 No Mames, 666 Dragger, 737 Shell Bent, 782 Terror, 813 Fatal Traction, 89 Hella Bossy, 910 Cocoa Butter, and 97 Coltrane. Wait now, I guess, or I never know. I always just do it. I just go because this is what happens.
Here for Minnesota Roller Derby's B team, we have number 11 Laurel Mighty, 13 Bifieri, 14 Breezes, 17 Ginger Snap, 18 Boo Boo, 22 Batlerina, 419 Scam Likely, 511 Wheelie Nelson, 556 Sweaty Moles, 66 Lightning Trash, 687 Skatey Gaga, 808 Marty McFly, 919 Buck Hustle, 924 Speed Rita, and 93 Lady Novocaine. Our officials today who helped make this happen include Speed Bump, Doesn't Matter, Nerdy Little Secret, Dudbolt, Angry Ogre, Griff, Scary Reed, Mr. Nitro, Ms. Behaven, Morgan, Baconator, Demon Mistress, Fighting Girlfriend, Bonnie, Killikey, Thomas the Dank Engine, Just a Bill, Fibonacco, and Sushi. Angel City out there with lead. Oh no, sorry, Angel City out of Star Pass. Penetration is jamming now. Coming around on a scoring pass. Minnesota's Jammer is in the box, who is now being joined by a blocker in our Night Owl penalty box. Already starting out with a very quick, exciting jam that will be 2 minutes. We have one Angel City blocker and one Minnesota blocker, Lady Novocaine, both heading to the Night Owl penalty box. First jam of the game, and we already have 4 penalties. Looks like that'll make it 5 penalties, as blocker Laurel Mighty is also heading to the box for Minnesota.
And after that Star Pass, 12 points going up for the Rocket Queens. That was a full 2-minute jam. Phew! Wow, what a way to start game number 2 here in the madness known as Monsoon.
I think that first jam is a sign of what kind of game we're going to see today. Angel City and Minnesota here are not in the same region, so this is what we call a GUR game. They are both ranked, Angel City Rocket Queens are ranked 46th in the GUR, and Minnesota's B team is 48th. Wifted Up predicts this as being a very tight game with a predicted score of 130 Angel City, 120 Minnesota. So I think we're going to see a close game, probably with some longer jams.
I think you're right, and that is Bermuda Biangle getting out and establishing lead for the Rocket Queens. Some nice blocking there by Medieval, opening up that outside lane for Bermuda Biangle to skate through. And Breezes wearing the star for Minnesota. There has been a successful star pass. So that is Marty now with the star for the Minnesota Nice. Time is called. Jam is ended. Let's see, were there any last points? Yeah, looks like 3 more points are going to go up on that scoreboard for the Rocket Queens. So a 7-point jam for Bermuda Biangle and Angel City's Rocket Queens. Jam number 3 underway. Shell Bent for the Rocket Queens with the star. Ginger Snap for Minnesota. Some nice offense there from Rocket Queens Fatal Traction to open things up for Shell Bent. However, it's Ginger Snap who is out first as Coco picks up a penalty for the Rocket Queens, goes to the Night Owl penalty box.
Looks like we've had a cover pass for Angel City. Bugoji out there wearing the cover now. Jammer 215. Minnesota's coming around looking to try to make some points before they call it, I think. This jammer is going to get in there. Looks like they're going to take 2 or 3 points.
Scored 19-11 after 3 jams. So early days here, or moments. I mean, could you imagine one game that lasted for days? Anyway, sidetrack. Helabasi with the start for the Rocket Queens and Boo Boo for Minnesota.
Minnesota putting that defense up, catching this jammer. But Angel City is going to take lead on this jam. Boo Boo trying to get out from this Angel City 4 wall. They've taken the cover off, but their pivot is busy blocking the other jammer. Angel City taking 4 points and calling it off. Relatively close game, but it looks like, you know, the team who's getting lead the most is getting points the most. Out of 4 jams, I think Angel City has had lead twice.
That is correct.
Got our blockers lined up in sort of a spread out little box set up right now. Be interesting to see what they do. Minnesota just jumping out there in lane 1 with some excellent offense. Both jammers neck and neck. It'll be interesting to see if they call it or go for points. Everyone's lined up at our Razor Cake Jam line. Razor Cake is the only 501c3 music magazine in the United States. Nonprofit punk rock. We do our part.
Jam begins, and it's Skady Gaga who is out first with lead for Minnesota. Terror had taken off that helmet cover, but gets out of the pack and puts it back on.
Minnesota's trying to get those points before they call it. Both jammers in a scoring position right now.
Yeah, Tara getting knocked to the outside. Medieval thought they had knocked Skady Gaga out and looked for that recycle, but no. A beautiful block from Scam Likely of Minnesota. Terror now contained in a tripod of Minnesota skaters. Likewise for Skady Gaga, Angel City's blockers just locking it down. And this time Medieval successful with that knockout. So at that point, Skady Gaga calls it off, picks up 3 points on that final scoring pass. So a 7-4 jam in favor of Minnesota, taking that score 27-18. Rocket Queens maintaining the lead after just about 10 minutes of gameplay. Ooh, I'm hearing the buzz of the tattoo gun if you're in the venue. In the venue, be sure to check out our tattoo vendor hanging out in the back corner. Lost Dutchman tattoo.
Minnesota Breezes taking lead on this jam, but Ramita Biangle is right behind them. Once again, we're in this position where Minnesota has lead, could take a point or two, but Angel City's pulling out that pack and speeding up things so nobody scores.
That's third lead in a row for Minnesota.
They're getting lead, but they're not getting many points out there. Need to work on either getting a goat or slowing down that pack so they can get their jammers in a scoring position.
Yeah, those first two jams for Angel City really set them up well. However, Minnesota is starting to chip away, and Angel City is going to have to dig in and get their jammers out more quickly if they don't want to see a flip in the score. Ginger Snap with the star for Minnesota. Shell Bent for the Rocket Queens, and it's Ginger Snap who finds space on the outside and gets out. Shell Bent able to battle through and find an outside lane.
Ginger Snap with a nice little mini apex jump there. So effective. All 4 points.
Absolutely. And
Not
they were
taking any hits.
Yeah, and that was a formidable blocker in Hit Me Brewston that she was able to jump around.
Angel City starting with their pivot in our Night Owl penalty box. So you'll see that their defense is set up here on our Arizona Goat Yoga pivot line. It's given a lot of space for Minnesota to run up as a jammer, and that worked out real well for Boo Boo. Minnesota's out there with 4 blockers, but they're all in the back, so haven't scored any points yet.
First time this game we've seen Stiletto wearing the star for the Rocket Queens. Stiletto, a highly successful and experienced jammer for Angel City.
Minnesota had lead on that, but wasn't able to score any points because the jammer went out of bounds before passing an opposing blocker. That's 3 jams now where Minnesota has had lead but failed to score. Minnesota with the advantage here with 4 blockers. Their tripod's doing a good job holding Helabasi back. But Wheelie Nelson's getting a lot of resistance from these 2 blockers. I think one of them will be going to the box for a multiplayer call right now.
And Medieval there chasing down the jammer who is just able to slip by and get out of the pack. Medieval has received the star pass, and they are now jammer for the Rocket Queens.
Looks like Wheelie's going to take some points there.
Yep.
working those hips in there to make sure you get a point.
Some nice stability there from the invert cocoa butter for the Rocket Queens, helping to contain Wheelie Nelson.
Here comes some offense, and that jammer's out. That was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Hit me, Brewston, on the track, living up to the name and opening that space.
Just laid down that whole tripod.
Yeah. Well done, Bruce.
Minnesota taking 3 points on that jam. It's a real tough tripod, but they were able to get their hips around folks and score some points, even if they don't get through. Angel City starting with a blocker in our Night Owl penalty box. They are at 6 penalties already in 11 jams. Minnesota's lead jam now.
Just 2 points separating these teams right now in jam number 11. Breezes knocked to the outside. Recycle back, coming up, getting stopped there by Bugoji.
Minnesota taking 4 points there.
And that's going to be a lead change. Lead change.
It's going to be a good game.
Yeah, that's right. If you are not on the edge of your seat, what are you even doing with your life?
Minnesota starting down a blocker this jam. They've had the advantage on blockers in the last couple jams, so we'll see how they do with this one with only 3 out there.
And Minnesota has just been chipping away at that score. Just a few points here, a few points there. And now in the lead.
It's a lot easier to chip away when you have your whole team on the track.
But now the Rocket Queens jammer, Bermuda Biangle, out first. Going to see what can be done about this lead change. However, Ginger Snap not going to let it go so easily. Ginger Snap now out. And Bermuda Biangle calls it off before Ginger Snap able to get to the pack. So 4 points going up. And you know what that means, folks? We have another lead change. It's a lead change.
We also have an empty Night Owl penalty box. This is the first jam in a bit where we've had all 4 blockers from both teams starting the jam. We'll see what they can do with their full team on the track. Stiletto and Boo Boo at the line. Both just trying to push through these walls. Packs here slowly rolling up to our Arizona Goat Yoga pivot line. Stiletto's getting some movement here. And their lead. But Boo Boo's not far behind. Angel City holding that blocker to try to get that extra point. I think Angel City is walking away with 3 points on that jam.
So after a 7 lead streak to Minnesota, the Angel City Rocket Queens have gotten lead the last 2 jams. So we've had another lead change, added a few points, and now we're getting ready for jam number 14. Hello Bossy with the star for Rocket Queens, Wheelie Nelson for Minnesota. Stiletto gets knocked to the outside, but blocker goes out as well, so able to come right back on.
Getting a split pack here. We've got a bridge up, and Angel City's going to take lead. I don't know if our viewers on the Twitch can see, but the Angel City Rocket Queens coaching staff are all wearing gold crowns today.
And there's Helabasi picking up those points and calling it off right after a star pass for Minnesota. Bermuda Biangle with the star for Angel City, and Breezes for Minnesota. Breezes at the front of the pack, pushing, coming up against Bugoji and Cocoa Butter.
I think those packs were a little split. Someone's getting a destruction call there, so that Minnesota jammer is going to take lead.
Yeah, that is penalty number 4 on the captain, Cocoa Butter, here in the first half.
Here again, we see Minnesota with that lead, but the pack speeds up and they're not able to pass opposing players and get points off of it. Really need to slow Angel City down if they want to score on those jams.
So a 0-0 jam here in jam number 15. Just over 10 minutes left in the first period. Rocket Queens with 2 blockers sitting in the penalty box and a timeout being called by the Rocket Queens. Good time to slow things down. They had a switch in momentum, and then that last jam gotten a little bit of a penalty kerfuffle, if you will. You know, this timeout is sponsored by Chrissy Crash and Crash Course. Crash Course helps roller derby athletes build strength, track confidence, and winning habits to become MVPs on and off the track. Want to make 2-minute jams feel easy? Visit ChrissyCrash.com. And hey, guess what? Right now, you can get a 1-month trial of the Roller Derby Training Club Fitness app for just $1. Life is a contact sport. Win.
We're back here. Angel City's got 2 blockers in our Night Owl penalty box. This gives Ginger Snap a little bit of an advantage to only have to push 2 of them, but they're doing a real good job holding her. There's going to be a multiplayer call there, I think. Hit Me Brucetown is heading to the box with the multiplayer. Ginger Snap is going to take lead. Shellbent getting a little bit more help now that her teammates are out of that penalty box.
Ginger Snap getting recycled back. Oh, attempting a block there on Shellbent, but Shellbent doesn't really move much, and it's Ginger Snap who goes down and calls off the jam. Rocket Queens had held Minnesota scoreless on the last 4 jams, and Minnesota breaking that scoreless streak, picking up 2, taking the score 38-32.
Rocket City starting here at our Arizona Goat Yoga pivot line. They're going to sort of stretch this pack out and move things a little faster. Seems to work well for Bermuda Biangle, who took lead quite quickly on that jam. Bermuda rushing through there to get those points before calling it.
Ooh.
It probably took 3.
A lot of action there in the turns.
These teams seem about equal on the number of leads they're getting, but I think the strategy and how quickly the packs are moving is quite different.
Yeah, and it's making it really fun from the viewer side. I don't know how everybody's feeling on the track, but I know everybody in the chat is having the best time watching this game right now here at Monsoon Madness in Mesa, Arizona.
It's nice to watch a close game and also to see two teams we haven't seen playing a lot in the past. Since they're not in the same region, they don't see each other as much at tournaments. Stiletto out pretty quickly, getting lead on that one. Wheelie Nelson has taken the cover off, but is still moving with it. Stiletto taking a cut call and will be heading to the box. This is giving Minnesota a power jam. Our power jams are brought to you by rollerderbycoaching.com. Be more badass on the track. Brought to you by Snot Rocket Science.
Rocket Queens with a couple of blockers in the penalty box. Bruce with a big hit to Minnesota blocker.
This jam could make the difference in the score differential we have right now.
And this will be a full 2-minute jam.
But Stiletto's back out there moving quickly.
Oh,
Making a beautiful little jump there.
Stiletto just being pinballed off the Minnesota blockers, bouncing back and forth. Man, and it looked like Wheelie Nelson was about to break free, but gets knocked or falls and has to get back up and start again.
Minnesota is really making Stiletto work for these 4 points.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job by that tripod there of Buck, Sweaty Malls, and a skater to be named later. That's 6'6" Lightning Thrash. Holy smokes, what a jam!
That's a lot of work.
Y'all, that was 2 full minutes. 8 points scored by Minnesota, 4 by the Rocket Queens, and an official review is being requested. Official review brought to you by Crash Course. Hey, Crash Course presents Derby in Paradise, a 7-day roller derby retreat to recharge your body, reignite your game, and connect with new roller derby friends. Find out more at ChristyCrash.com.
The official review being discussed right now is Red, Angel City, is looking for a track cut call on the Minnesota Jammer at the very end of that last jam. The officials have determined that there's no call, so both teams will be fielding a jammer for Jam 19 in this very close game.
Thank you, though. And thank you to Doesn't Matter. We know that the jam has begun. Breezes with the star for Minnesota. Terror for the Rocket Queens here in jam number 19. First half of this super exciting game, game 2 of Monsoon Madness. About 5.5 minutes left here in this game. And finally, 22 seconds in, and it's Terror who breaks free first. Woo! And establishes lead. There has been a successful star pass to Battle Arena, and thanks to a very nice chase down there by Medieval.
Oh.
And penetration. Sorry for that delay. Terror's back, looking to score some points. This is a second scoring pass for Terror. Successful, picking up 4.
She made that look real easy.
For real, though.
Skated through there for those points.
Like a slalom. A slalom through butter, I tell ya.
Look at that, another 4 points. Beautiful offense from her teammates. Terror scoring 12 there total.
Able to pick up 12. That does tie our highest scoring jam of the game so far. Back in jam number 1, 12 points were picked up by Terror. So matching her own high scoring jam of the game. Ginger Snap out first, picks up lead. Hella Bossy looking for some assistance and gets it. So also out of the pack. Gonna put that pressure on. Nice hit over there in the turn by Rocket Queen, whose number I can't see from here, and I'm very, very sorry, but you're amazing.
Nearly at the end of this first half, we have 18 penalties across the two teams, 13 of those for the Rocket Queens. So Minnesota's playing a pretty low penalty game right now with only 5. Shellbent taking lead. Boo Boo still trying to work her way through this pack.
Nice hit out there by Speed Rita of Minnesota. Star pass to Battle Arena, who is out of the pack and putting on the pressure. So Shellbank calls it off. Looks like a couple points picked
3,
up.
I believe. They got 3.
3?
Yep, just missed that last blocker point.
(60-42) under 2 minutes left here in the first period.
Angel City's taken a lot more points these last couple jams. I think keeping 4 blockers on the track is really key for them. Fewer penalties, more points.
That's Bermuda Triangle with the star for the Rocket Queens, Wheelie Nelson for Minnesota. All the action happening up by the Goat Yoga pivot line and into turn number 1. Medieval getting in there, looking to break things up, but dropping back to bridge.
You don't really want to bridge your own jammer, so 187 staying in there and playing offense is really key. Minnesota blocker taking a multiplayer call. So they're now down 2 blockers, including their pivot.
Oh!
Bermuda Biangle taking a little apex jump and 4 points.
That was like a super low flying
It almost
apex
looked like a
jump.
skateboard jump.
I mean, it was beautiful.
Wonderful blocking by Medieval there, keeping that jammer back.
Willie Nelson with the star cover in hand. Pivot in the penalty box as that started.
Oh, Medieval again. He hits that pivot out, drawing the track cut call.
Man.
Excellent defense.
I mean, Medieval has been all over at this game, but especially this jam.
I think this might turn into our highest scoring jam for the game thus far. Great way to finish off the first half.
Let's see. Yeah, looks like 4 more points. It's 16-point jam for Bermuda Biangle and the Rocket Queens as we go into the intermission. Your score 76-42. Hey, take a little break. Deep breaths, those tend to help with all of this awesome action. If you are local, make sure you're drinking plenty of water. It can be deceiving, the weather here. So drink lots of water, hydrate, and we'll be back soon.
Go hit up our vendors if you're in the building. Lots of opportunities for hydration, IV drip, massage, all the things to help keep you healthy.
They call it a sport, but we know better. It's a symphony of dedication, grit, and heart. Tuned to one another in a composition of chaos on a stage built for progress. Athlete-driven innovation from the first whistle to the final score. Every hit, every fall, every win, every loss, every team, every season, everybody. We've got you covered.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music license. Artlist.io. reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music license. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
They call it a sport, but we know better. It's a symphony of dedication, grit, and heart. Tuned to one another in a composition of chaos on a stage built for progress. Athlete-driven innovation from the first whistle to the final score. Every hit, every fall, every win, every loss, every team, every season, everybody. We've got you covered.
Artlist.io. Music license. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music license. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
It Per did it. I know. All right, all right, all right. Welcome back. Vamos a empezar segunda mitad del segundo juego. We're about to start the second half of the second game here at Monsoon Madness. Crowd goes wild. Oh my gosh, thank you. What an exciting first half we had here, friends. Some amazing things we saw in the first half from both of these teams. In that first half, by far, Minnesota had lead more than Angel City. However, Angel City able to put up the points and get those leads when it mattered most. And we are just about ready to start. Jam timer letting us know that it's time for all y'all to get back on the track in your official capacity now. Officials. Second half ready to go. I know I'm ready. Everybody else out there ready? Here we go now. This is a power start to start the game. Minnesota Jammer in the Night Owl penalty box. We're just checking out a few things. Officials making sure they've got it all ready. The excitement is building. I can feel it deep in my soul. I'm ready. Are you ready? Yes! I'm entertaining myself, if no one else. And I don't mind. There it is. Thank you. Doesn't matter, saving us all. Whistle blows, game begins. Stiletto wearing that star for the Rocket Queens for this power start. As Sweaty Malls is in the Night Owl penalty box. And there it is, Stiletto out first, has lead. Stiletto going to the outside, momentarily slowed, but able to go back to the end and get through. 4 points going up for the Rocket Queens. There has been a star pass. Breezes now jamming for Minnesota. Breezes able to get out of the pack, put on that pressure. So the jam is ended, but not before 8 points are going up on that scoreboard for the Rocket Queens. Whoops. Score 84-42. That's a double. However, at one point in this game, these two teams were neck and neck, battling point for point. And it's Ginger Snap who is out of the pack first and picks up lead for Minnesota. Ginger Snap being chased down by Helabasi. Ginger Snap going to get through for 4 and call it off as Helabasi is putting on that pressure. Holding Minnesota holding the Rocket Queens scoreless in jam number 2. All right, whistle blows. Bermuda Biangle wearing the star for the Rocket Queens. Boo Boo for Minnesota. It's Bermuda Biangle who is out first and has picked up lead for the Rocket Queens. Biangle coming back through, looking to score some points, gets knocked to the outside, comes able to get right back on that track, finds space on the inside, is through for 4. Boo Boo pushing forward, does have that helmet cover in hand. Perhaps considering a pass, is knocked down by Dragger. Slight recycle, but more of just having to get knocked down and get back up and resume that momentum. Medieval with the inverted block as Biangle just skating laps right now. 12 already on the scoreboard for the Rocket Queens. Bermuda Biangle, Bermuda Biangle able to slalom through the pack over in the second straightaway. Battle Arena now jamming for Minnesota. After the star pass. All the action happening over in the turns. Woof. This will easily be the highest scoring jam of the game so far. Hit Me Brewston with a block over there to Battle Arena. Jam ends, 20 points go up for the Rocket Queens, taking their score to 104, breaking the century mark. Born in Boulder, Colorado in 2010, Keith Brands is a leader in the cannabis beverage space with a suite of products that offer a new generation of consumers an alternative to alcohol and an innovative new way to celebrate, have fun, and enjoy life. Check them out, Keith Brands. Whistle blows, next jam begins. Terror with the star for the Rocket Queens, Willie Nelson for Minnesota. Terror out first, does pick up lead. Bugoji sliding over, looking to slow down Willie Nelson, who is now out of the pack. .4 points, a quick jam. 4 points for the Rocket Queens. Rocket Queens coming back into the second period with some force and power, getting 3 of the out of 4 leads here to start the game. Breezes with the star for Minnesota. Getting knocked to the inside and having to recycle back while Stiletto up by the Arizona Goat Yoga pivot line. Does a hop around the outside to get through. Oh, but it's a penalty being called on Breezes, who is in the Night Owl penalty box. That means we have a power jam. Power jam for Stiletto and the Rocket Queens. So 4 points, freezing Breezes in the penalty box. So this will set up that power start for jam number 6. Jam has begun. Helibasi with that star for the Rocket Queens. Breeza starting in the Night Owl penalty box. Now back on the track. Boo with some nice blocking. Helibasi does have lead. Fatal Traction with some nice blocking here. Breezes is out of the pack. So Angel City will call it off. Picking up 4 points before that call off. If you're here in the venue, make sure you are checking out all of our vendors. Bug and Bee Caricatures, not just a business to get a funny picture drawn of yourself. It's an experience that will last a lifetime. Hey, you can find them on Instagram, Bug and Bee Caricatures. Terror with the star for the Rocket Queens. Ginger Snap for Minnesota. Terror gets lead. Ginger Snap able to slip past the Rocket Queen blockers and is now out. Puts on the pressure and it is called off. 3 points picked up by the Rocket Queens. Shell Bent with the star for the Rocket Queens. Ginger Snap for the Minnesota Nice. All the action happening at the Arizona Goat Yoga pivot line. A space opening up. Shell Bent pushing through, however, slowed down enough for the Minnesota blockers to reform. And a cut track being assessed to Ginger Snap. So we have a power jam. Power jam. For Angel City Rocket Queens. Shell Bent looking to pick up some quick points here, and those Rocket City blockers happy to oblige with all kinds of offense out there on the track. However, Shell Bent picks up a forearm call. So what do you know, fans? We have another power jam. Power jam. Power jam. Power jam in favor of Ginger Snap. That means we will have a full 2-minute jam here in jam number 8. And it has been a battle. There are no points on the score yet for jam number 8 with just seconds left. We'll see if anybody was able to get their hips past the blockers successfully. Yeah, I see some fingers going up for Rocket City. Not sure if Minnesota's all step. 2 points. What in the actual what? A 2-minute, 2-point jam. Whew. I'm exhausted. I don't know about anybody else. But no rest for the wicked as jam number 9 begins. Stiletto wearing the star for Angel City Rocket Queens. Wheelie Nelson for Minnesota, and it is Stiletto who is out first with lead. Wheelie Nelson still looking to get out of the pack, coming up against Hit Me Brewston, Medieval, and 2 other Rocket City blockers. As Stiletto is able to slip through with some offensive assistance from Medieval. Ooh, 1 minute left on the jam clock. Oh man, that sounded like some big hits in the corner as the jam ends. 2 more points going to go up for the Rocket Queens. So 6 points total in jam number 9 for Angel City. Angel City continuing to hold Minnesota scoreless. And it's Breezes for Minnesota out first, picking up lead. Helabasi now out of the pack, so putting that pressure on as Boo goes to the penalty box. Rocket Queens with 2 sitting in that box. And the jam is ended. So Minnesota setting themselves up nicely for this next jam, freezing 2 Rocket Queen blockers in the Night Owl penalty box. Getting ready here for jam number 11. And Ginger Snap out of the penalty box. Some blocking there from Terror at the top of the pack. Terror looking to kill some time to get penetration out of the penalty box. So Boo now standing for the Rocket Queens. Very quick jam. 4 fast points going up for Minnesota, taking their score to 50. Oh man, like a hop, skip, and a jump. And just like that, Boo Boo is out and has lead for Minnesota. Shelbent wearing the star for the Rocket Queens. Gets knocked to the outside, recycles back. We had a Boo on Boo pass. Woo! Another beautiful apex jump attempt. That one didn't quite land, so Boo Boo has to recycle back. Try it again. Getting held up by Dragger, Coco, and the Rocket Queens pivot. Man, big block there from Coco and some beautiful tracking by Coco on Boo Boo before heading up to give some offense there, looking to get Shell Bent out of the pack. We've had a star pass, so fatal traction. Jammer for the Rocket Queens. Able to get out, put on the pressure. And Minnesota calls it off, but not before picking up 6 points, taking that score to 56. Angel City holding at 128. And an official review being called. Looks like by the Rocket Queens. Crash Course helps roller derby athletes build strength, track confidence, and winning habits to become MVPs on and off the track. Want to make 2-minute jams feel easy? Visit ChrissyCrash.com for a 1-month trial of the Roller Derby Training Club fitness app. Just $1 for that trial. Life is a contact sport. Win. Monsoon Madness and Arizona Roller Derby would like to thank 888 and 187 for making roller derby more accessible by sponsoring skaters and teams around the world. This event is sponsored by Sisu Mouthguards, trusted by roller derby athletes for comfort, protection, and a custom fit. Play hard, stay protected with Sisu. So the Rocket Queens are looking for a direction call on a blocker from Minnesota. We'll see what happens. And after conferring, our officials have reviewed and decided that no call will stand, so Angel City will lose their review. All right, just about ready to get back at it. That whistle signals play has begun. Willie Nelson with the star for Minnesota. And Stiletto for the Rocket Queens. It's Stiletto who is out first, has picked up lead. Willie Nelson, though, burning up the track and coming around very quickly, putting that pressure on. Stiletto flips the hips around to get that last point before the call off. So 4 points going up for the Rocket Queens. Everybody's ready down on the Razor Cake Jam line as play begins. And first off that line is Breezes for Minnesota. But Breezes being shut down by penetration. And Boo. Terror started the jam, however, has now passed the helmet cover to penetration, who was out of the pack quickly, going to put on the pressure. And the jam is called off. Teams conferring on points. Yep, 4 points going to go up for Minnesota. Score goes up to 60. One Rocket Queen in the Night Owl penalty box as Ginger Snap busts loose and gets lead. for Minnesota. Hellebasse, though, out of the pack, going to put the pressure on. Medieval setting up. Successfully making contact with Ginger Snap, slowing her down as Hellebasse gets to the pack. Jam ends, 4 points going up for Minnesota. If you love roller skating, you know that magic happens when roller derby, park, and roller skaters of all disciplines get together. Join us at RollerCon 2026, July 8th through 12th. There is a raffle being held on site. Enter to win. Bermuda Biangle with the star for the Rocket Queens. Boo Boo for Minnesota. It's Boo Boo who's able to get out first and get lead. Comes back around looking to score points, but effectively stopped by fatal traction and penetration. Bermuda Biangle pushing at the top of the pack. And Boo Boo knocked out, recycled back. And Boo Boo's going to call it off after some very intense blocking by the Rocket Queens blocking squad. 3 points picked up by each team. So a 3-3 jam after the Rocket Queens being held scoreless for 2. Takes their score to 135, Minnesota 67. Rocket Queens with a couple of skaters in a little bit of penalty danger with 5. That's Dragger and Cocoa Butter. Rocket Queens with 23 penalties so far in the game. Minnesota with 14. Just under 7 minutes left in the game. Willie Nelson out and has lead for Minnesota. That is 4th lead in a row for Minnesota. Hellebasse got out of the pack and put on the pressure. 3 points going up for Minnesota. Breezes with the star for Minnesota, but it's Stiletto of the Rocket Queens who is out first, breaking a 4-lead streak that Minnesota had running for them. Stiletto looking to pick up some points, being stopped by Lightning Thrash. No Mames getting in there with some offensive assistance. And the jam has ended. 2 points for the Rocket Queens. Life is busy. Take a load off and let Rollin' Fresh Laundry Service handle your weekly laundry and comforters. Whistle blows. We're moving. Terror with the star for the Rocket Queens, pushing at the top of the pack. Medieval getting in there for some offense. And Terror out as lead for the Rocket Queens. Ginger Snap has taken off the helmet cover. However, the pivot is in the penalty box. Ooh, helmet cover falls out of the hand. So Ginger Snap going back to pick it up and try again. Denied by Dragger of the Rocket Queens. Terror comes around looking to score some more points. An attempted helmet cover pass gone awry as the star falls to the ground. And it's Ginger Snap who comes back out with that helmet cover, now out of the pack. 8 points so far on the jam for Terror and the Rocket Queens. Ginger Snap coming on strong, so jam is ended. 2 more points right at the end, so a 10-point jam for the Rocket Queens. Takes that score to 147-70. About 3.5 minutes left of gameplay here in game number 2. Believe we have an official timeout. Crash Course presents Derby in Paradise, a 7-day roller derby retreat to recharge your body, reignite your game, and connect with new roller derby friends. Find out more at ChrissyCrash.com. If you're here in the venue, make sure you are checking out our fabulous vendors, including the one and the only Blue of Body Breakdown, a wellness company specializing in keeping athletes healthy, mind, body, and spirit. Check out Body Breakdown by Blue. Whistle blows, and here we go. Jam number 20. It's Wheelie Nelson for Minnesota and Bermuda Biangle for the Rocket Queens. Bermuda Biangle out first, has picked up lead. Wheelie Nelson has removed the helmet cover, being contained by Hit Me Brewston, along with Boo and another blocker. Fatal Traction. All the action happening just at and past the Arizona Goat Yoga pivot line. Hit Me Breezin' getting back on the track and immediately going for some offense, attempting to break things up, but Minnesota blockers reforming very quickly. That's Sweaty Malls, Marty, along with Laurel Mighty. Time winds down. Jam is ended, just 2 points. And that was such a battle there in jam number 20. Jam number 21 has begun. Hello Bossy with the star for the Rocket Queens. Breezes for Minnesota. There's been a successful Star Pass Battle Arena now jamming for Minnesota. Timeout being called with just 5 seconds left on the gameplay clock. Minnesota taking a timeout. Whistle blows. Here we go. Stiletto with the star for Angel City. Ginger Snap for Minnesota. Ginger Snap pushing at the top of the pack, coming up against Penetration, Boo, and Coco. Looks like a multiplayer being called against Coco. And Ginger Snap able to get out first as lead. Star Pass, Penetration, now jammer for the Rocket Queens. And Ginger Snap sliding into turn 1, calls it off. And friends, that is the end of the game. 153-70, it's Angel City Rocket Queens. Hey, make sure you stick around. We have a lot more action to come today. There are 4 more games. Next up in our round robin, Arizona All-Stars taking on the Baja A team. That game will start at 2 o'clock, so you got some time. Hang out, relax, visit the vendors. Go see Blue at Body Breakdown. Go get your caricature. And then get a tattoo. And we'll see you here.